Welcome back to Bible and Blues. This is the channel where you will get your Bible reading in, you will get your little commentary. Hopefully, we'll get some conversation going about what we're doing today. So, if you like what we're doing, be sure to like, give me a thumbs up, give me an upvote on this thing. Be sure to subscribe to get more information like this, to get more content like this. What I do is I like to give a little commentary about something, something. Occasionally, it might be politics, it might be social, it might be something about a conversation or just a thought that I had in my head. Then we get into a Bible reading. Right now, we've been going through Psalms, and neat thing is yesterday we did the absolute shortest book in the Bible, the shortest chapter in the entire Bible. We did Psalm 117. It is only 2 verses, so that is very short. Today we're doing Psalm 118, which is longer, more standard size. And then after that we hit Psalm 19. Psalm 19 is huge. Psalm 19 geez, let's see, this has 176 verses to it. So really, as far as chapters of the Bible go, that's a pretty big one, and so we're going to hit that one tomorrow. So that one's going to. I'm thinking of breaking that up into 2 or 3 days, just because it's so big. Okay, so bear that in mind. We're going to do Psalm. We probably will do Psalm 119 into different sections. So, but the commentary today is in the concept of I had an atheist encounter. Okay, and this is on Facebook, and so online, and that's one of the reasons I do this, because there's such a huge vocal atheist presence online. And I think we need more Christians online, more theists, more conversation about God in a positive light, online, on YouTube, on Facebook, on all these places. And because what his little comment was, is he commented about how the Bible was written by men, thousands of years ago, and they believed in flat Earth at the time, and why should we believe what they said they believed in flat Earth? So, which is just a really ridiculous argument. The Bible, whether you're religious or not, has huge wisdom, huge amounts of wisdom written into it, of how to deal with your life, how to deal with your money, how to deal with business, how to deal with your children. I wish I did better with that part. How to deal with your friends and your coworkers, and how you should treat others in general is in here. And so to say it's not pertinent, even if you're not a Christian, it has good value. It has good value for you. This is like the first self-help book, okay? So my argument against this whole thing. Oh, coffee. So my argument against this whole thing is really this concept of, so if a book is old, written by people who viewed the world differently than you can just chuck it out. Is that right? Is that the argument? Because if that's the argument, I mean, we need to take it, to get rid of Socrates, Pythagoras, the great Greek philosophers. Can we just get rid of their stuff? What about Sigmund Freud? He was 100 years ago. They didn't even drive cars, at the time that he was doing stuff. Albert Einstein, holy cow, they had all kinds of strange beliefs back in Albert Einstein's time. So what's up with that? Here's a book in my own library right here. The Art of War. Okay, this was written 500 years before Christ. Okay, it's just an estimate, and so based on when Sun Tzu was alive. So actually, I've just started reading it too. So these it was such a ridiculous argument. Okay, next up they say, well, we don't even know who really wrote it. Well, we don't even really know who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. The oldest manuscript we have was 500 years after the death of Homer. Okay, and that's the oldest manuscript we have of the Iliad and the Odyssey for the two poems. So does that mean we chuck out that piece of literature? You ever read Shakespeare? Shakespearean plays, they had really strange attitudes, and I've actually heard of where some of the colleges, actually took Shakespeare off of the wall. How do you feel about that? Because he was old, and it was at a time when women were treated poorly, and So therefore, we should chuck all of Shakespeare out. Is that what you're saying? Based on there's such a rabbit hole to go down. And it was such a silly statement. I just couldn't. And so I made one comment about it, left it, and stopped. He made a couple more comments, and it was not even rebutting what I was saying at the time. I haven't checked this morning. Maybe he did try to actually rebut it. I tend to think not. So I started to write a couple more things, and I did a lot of backspacing. I decided to disengage. So anyway, so that's my commentary. What do you think about that? Tell me, how would you deal with this in your own face-to-face situation instead of a Facebook? Because Facebook actually, to me, online debates really don't do a lot of good. And I'll tell you why. During Lent, I've dropped Facebook before. For 40 days, no Facebook. So during that time of Lent, I came back, and everybody who was politically on the left was still politically on the left. Everybody that was politically on the right was still politically on the right. And everybody in between was sitting there looking at them both going, "You're out of your freaking minds." So, and the other thing is that the memes hardly even changed. Actually, a lot of the same memes were still being pushed around, and actually still are today after several years. So that was kind of one of the things. It's like, wait a second, I mean, this is like really ridiculous. So obviously these online Facebook things and Twitter things, these social media battles, are a waste of time. So I've taken that to, what people are like, why don't you? So I don't debate. I try not to debate online, and the reason I don't is because it's much better to have a face-to-face talk with people, because you get their true heart. When you're face-to-face with somebody over a cup of coffee, they can say, they can see your face and they can see your sincerity of your concern. So, so we're going to be doing Psalm 118. So let's dive into the reading, because we're already 7 minutes into this. And in Psalm 118, we're kind of priming up for 119. So let's just dive right into it. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. That's a song. I like that song, by the way. Let Israel say, His love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, His love endures forever. Let those who fear the Lord say, His love endures forever. In my anguish I cried to the Lord, and He answered by setting me free. The Lord is with me, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? The Lord is with me, He is my helper. I will look in triumph on my enemies. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. All the nations surround me, but in the name of the Lord I cut them off. They surrounded me on every side, but in the name of the Lord I cut them off. They swarmed around me like bees, but they died out as quickly as burning thorns. In the name of the Lord I cut them off. I was pushed back and about to fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high, and the Lord's right hand has done many mighty things. I will not die, but live. I will proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened me severely, but He has not given me over to death. Open for me the gates of righteousness. I will enter and give thanks to the Lord. This is the gate of the Lord, through which my righteousness may enter. I will give you thanks, for you answered me. You have become my salvation. The stone the builders rejected has become the capstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. O Lord, save us. O Lord, grant us success. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. For from the house of the Lord we bless you. The Lord is God, and He has made His light shine upon us. With bows in His hand, join in the festal procession up to the horns of the altar. You are my God, and I will give you thanks. You are my God, and I will exalt you. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. Here's reading the Lord. Thanks be to God. So that, I mean, is so much is in there. Of course, if you do a contemporary music in your church, His love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. As a song that we sing in church all the time. But there's so much more in here. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high, and the Lord's right hand has done mighty things. So, and in here, I mean, the Lord has chastened me severely. So, the Lord's gotten on my case. Okay. Okay. Have we ever done that with our kids? Yeah, I did it last night. Okay. I will enter, but He has not given me over to death. Okay. Um, I will give thanks to you, give you thanks, for you answered me. You have become my salvation. The stone the builders rejected has become the capstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. So, yeah, so much to unpack in this, and unfortunately, I have to get ready for work. But I did want to, this is a great one, and it gives great thanks to the Lord, and gives Him the credit that He is due for all the great things He has done for us. And so, I want to point out my background today. Hopefully everything works out good. My background today was done by me. I was at the Puget Sound. I live in the Seattle region. The Puget Sound is our inland body of water from the sea. And that's what made Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia all grow as much as they have, is because having this waterway, the safe harbor and deep water passage. So this passage is beautiful, especially, and we had such beautiful weather over the weekend, especially on Sunday when I was there. So I had the opportunity. I was in a safe place. I set my phone up to just record. This is done with my Samsung S7. No, I don't have the S8. We'll probably not get a new one until the S9 or S10 comes out. Who knows? So this one, but I just set it up and let it run. You'll see a few jump cuts here and there if you look really, really close, because it's just sitting there. It's not in motion and stuff like that. But I was just kind of getting the people out, because people walk by, cars drive by. This is at a marina, and so you'll see some of that stuff. And it was just a really nice scene. And if you look at the video that I did last night, and it was the exact same scene. And all I did was after I got done, I kind of realized, this is a very relaxing picture. This is very relaxing. It's very calming. So I put a little bit of music to it. Just some copyright-free stuff that YouTube has. Just about 3 of them. There's a few others that are out there that I could have used as well. As a way, it's just something you can have on. You can hear the music. You can watch it. Just kind of relax for a little bit. And if you want to use this as a background for yourself, feel free. It's 14 and a half minutes, and one of the reasons I did it is because I needed something longer, because so many of the clips are just motion background animations or what have you. They're only like 20 seconds long, and so which can be kind of problematic depending upon the editing software you use. So anyway, be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you tell me what you think about the reading. Tell me what you think about my background. And and other than that, have a great day. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through it. Happy Wednesday. And let's move on with our day in the Lord's name. God bless.